You asked for it, and here it is. This is the RAV4 SE. Not only the SE, this is the SE PHEV, or the plug-in model. I'm super excited about this model because it has so many variations that you can get on this vehicle here. You have 5 exterior colors that you can choose from in the SE. You can choose from the black, which is what you see here. You have the meteor shower. You have the windshield pearl, which is your white. You have your blueprint, which is not available in the XSE. And you also have a storm cloud, guys. So those are your 5 colors that you can choose from. So hang out with me for a little bit and let's discuss what you're going to see on the SE that's so different from the other models in the RAV4 lineup. So let's do a quick walk around on the SE just so you can get an understanding of the profile of the vehicle. So 18-inch gloss black wheels, very reminiscent of the previous generation model. So this is the one that I think that is most like the previous generation. So you're going to have a metallic gray diffuser on the back. That's really the only thing that you're seeing that's not black, and also the RAV4 name. But you're going to see accents, badging, really just a really good looking vehicle, guys. And of course, you're going to have your port door where you can charge the vehicle. Now, as we look closer into the vehicle, you notice you're going to see parking sensors on the front. So that's something that you're not getting on the LE model, but you can start to see that on the SE model. So color key front grille. Now, also you notice your turn signal here is just in this area here. It's not the entire heading like you see in the upper models, like in the Limited and the XSE. So you only get the amber turn signal right down here at the bottom. Gloss black over fenders here, so that's gonna be on all your models, but it blends in with your black. 18-inch gloss black wheels here, a really nice design wheel. Like I said, this reminds me a lot of the previous generation. But as we continue, we're gonna see gloss black side mirrors. We're gonna see integrated turn signals. Blind spot monitoring is standard. There's that triangle again, so that's a different look. Gloss black door handles with your automatic lock and unlock on the front, not on the back, so we haven't seen that yet, so that's not something we're gonna see on the RAV4. So as we come across the back, LED lighting here with the vertical lines, which is a pretty cool look. More sensors on the back. I mentioned before you have a metallic gray diffuser down at the bottom. Now on this particular model, you can tow up to 3,500 pounds. If you've been following my channel, as we've seen before, not all your models are going to be able to tow, even though it's all-wheel drive, such as the GR. But this is an all-wheel drive. This is the SE model, and you can tow up to 3,500 pounds. You can get a towing hitch on this model here. It is not included. If you want a standard activity mount, then you might want to go with the Woodland. But the SE does not come with the standard activity mount. You have to get that separate, and that should be available this summer. As I mentioned before, this is a PHEV. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on as far as your charging, your range on a full charge, things like that. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. So backup camera is standard. Has your RAV4 name across the back. Like I said, that's the only thing other than the lower diffuser right there that's not in black. It does have a power back door. This is one of the great things about the RAV4 SE. You can get a power back door that's a standalone option. RAV4 lovers have been asking for that for years, to get a separate power back door separate from the moonroof. This is part of your convenience package. Convenience package in the past was your power back door and a moonroof. That was a combination. But in 2026, for the SE model, you can get a convenience package, which is a $400 option just for the back door. It is height adjustable, so it's a little bit different from the past model. So you're gonna drop it, get it to where you want, press it, and you're gonna count to 3. Press 1, 2, 3, let it go. And now it is set, guys. Now, if I open that back up, it's gonna open right back up to where I set it before. So we're gonna close it. We're gonna open it back up, and I'm gonna show you how to reset it as well. Okay, so open it back up. So it's opening, 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 and stop. So that's where we set it at. So now we wanna reset it. So reset it just like the old way. At 7 seconds, you're gonna hear 2 beeps. There you go, there's your 2 beeps. It's gonna drop, you're gonna stop it, press it, it's gonna go all the way back up, guys. So if you're feeling a little frustrated, make sure that you know that their process has changed from the 25 or the previous generation to the new 2026 model. And you can also lock it, guys. So that is new to the RAV4 as well. You press this button right here, and it will actually close and lock, okay? Now, I do have the vehicle on in accessory mode, so therefore it's not dropping. But if it were not in accessory mode, I can press this button here. It will actually drop the door, and it will lock the vehicle all in one sequence, guys. So just an FYI. Now let's look in the back. So we do have our charging cables here. So you should have a box in the back. If you don't have a box, then you're missing your charging cables, and you should have that. So we're gonna open that up. That's your transformer there, right? So you're basically going to, you have a couple of different things going on here. So you have a J plug, which is this right here. You're gonna plug that into your vehicle, and you have 2 different adapters. You have a 120, which is this here, That's your in right there where you can plug it in, and then you have a 240. So there's your in, there's your 240 right there. So with the 120, it's going to take you right at 10 hours to actually charge this vehicle, okay? With the 240 at your home, you can expect that to take about 2.5 hours, okay? 2.5, 3 hours. So let's walk around while we're talking about that. Your port door is going to be on the passenger side. This does not have DC fast charging. Unlike the Woodland and unlike the XSE, you will not have DC fast charging on the SE model. You have just your conventional J1772 charger, and you can use this to actually charge level 1 or level 2. You can also use this in public, okay? There's no adapters, anything like that. This is not associated with the NACS or your North American Charging Standard. This is just your regular adapter right here, okay? This is like a universal adapter that you'll find. Now, if you're charging right here, whenever you want to stop it, you can press this button right here, guys. That's going to disengage your relays, and you should be able to pull that out. But at no time, do not tug and pull that out. You could loosen up your housing right here, which is going to damage your plug right here, guys. So you don't want to do that, okay? Now, once you start plugging, you'll see this right here. This light will change colors right here, and it'll start flashing. So you'll see that as well. So just an FYI, if you're new to the PHEV or the plug-in models here at Toyota. Now, continuing back here in the back, your back cargo area is a little bit different than your HEV models. And what I mean by that is, if you pull this up, you can sort of see a little slope right in here, okay? That slope is because the tire sits up. If I pull this up right here, you'll be able to see the tire sits up a little bit compared to your HEV model. If you've been watching my channels, this privacy cover right here can usually be stored underneath just in case you don't need it. But because that tire sits up, you cannot store that privacy cover underneath. What you're gonna have to do is, once you take that out, you're gonna have to lay it long ways if you need to lay the seats down for extra space. So just an FYI. But in the back right here, you do have a 12 volt right here in the back. And also, let me show you this as well, guys. Very important to know. A lot of people may not know this. You have a spare tire in the back, but you do not see a jack, correct? So what you need to do is, the easiest way to do this is pull this off, pull all the stuff out here, grab this little lanyard right here, pull right here, and there's your jacks and everything. So whether or not you go with a HEV or a PHEV, all your jack and your tools are going to be in the same spot. Now on the HEV, you have a separate cover covering that there. So only thing you have to do is just lift it and you'll see it in the same spot. So just an FYI, if you have an unfortunate incident of a flat tire, you know where to find your jack and your tools. So let's check out the inside of the SE to see what we're going to find that's a little bit different than the other models. Inside, you will find a 8-way adjustable. So 6 ways here, and you have a 2-way lumbar. So nice and deep storage in the doors right here. So if you want to put anything in there, it's nice and deep. Cup holders, you'll find that in the driver's side and also in the passenger side. On the passenger side, you're going to find a 6-way manual adjustment. So 4 ways here, and then you have another 2-way adjustment there for your backrest. And you notice on the seats themselves, it's going to have what they call sports fabric. So a little bit different design. As you can see, blue piping. You have your blue stitching here throughout the seats. These are going to be your fabric seats. You will not find soft tech seating on the SE model. If you want soft tech seating, you need to go up to the XLE Premium and up, and you'll find that soft tech seating. But this is your only interior choice right here with the blue piping. Throughout the car, you'll find soft touch material on the dash right here, more soft touch material on the doors. As I mentioned before, you have cup holders in every door. Nice deep sort of pockets right here for the doors. Cup holders, which I'll discuss that a little bit further. If you've been watching my video, you know there's something lurking in there, guys. I'm going to show you what's in there. And you will not find wireless charging on the SE or the LE model. So if you're looking for wireless charging, you want to go up to at least the XLE Premium for your wireless charging. Looking in a little bit further, the 12.3-inch digital cluster is standard on all your 2026 RAV4 models. The 10.5 is standard on the SE. The LE, SE, and XLE will all have a 10.5. Also, the Woodland will have a 10.5 inch display here. You cannot get a 12.9. That's only available on the XSEs and also on the limited model, guys. No upgrades on the other models. Looking down a little bit further, you will find your light level adjustment for the dash here. So if you need to change your light level for the dash, this is where you're going to change it at right in here. You have your power back door, which I mentioned is an option in the SE model. That is your convenience package, guys. So this is a $400 option if you want that package. Down below, we have traditional positions for the gas door release and also the hood release. But you will not find a NFC switch on the SE model. That's only on the XLE Premium and up. On the steering wheel here, a lot of sort of things that we've been seeing on all the RAV4s now. So you have a go back button, you have your voice command. With your voice command, you can actually do several things on this vehicle. Now, your heated seats are gonna be standard on the SE. So therefore, you can hit this voice command and you can say, turn heated seats on, turn passenger heated seats on. You can say, I'm hot, I'm cold. The AI in the new 2026 RAV4 is pretty neat, guys. If you need a list of commands that it recognizes, just say, hey, Toyota, help, or either press this button right here and say help. But I have a list of those on my YouTube page. Make sure you check those out, guys. That's a list of commands, and it basically breaks those down according to what the system recognizes. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, this is gonna be for your adaptive cruise control, okay? So this is your set button. You can either cancel. This is your lane keep assist. Your mode button is a little bit different. So mode button in the past was used to actually either mute or either pause the radio or phone call. Now in the RAV4, it won't mute a phone call like it used to, but it will still mute the radio, but not using this right here, and I'll show you that as well, guys, so stay tuned. With your resume right here, you have a plus and you have a minus. Whenever you're using your adaptive cruise control, you can increase your speed by 1 mile per hour, or you can decrease your speed by 1 mile per hour. And this is your 4 car lengths, okay? When we went from 2.5 in the previous generation RAV4 to 4.0, you went to 4 car lengths instead of 3, okay? 3 was the traditional. Now you can go to 4, okay? So let's start the vehicle up. I can show you some of those things, guys, because I like to dive in to some of the things, not just tell you that it's there. So let's look here. So I mentioned before that you can go up and down, right? So you see you can access different pieces of information by going up and down. Now, if you go left and right, that's gonna change your looks, okay? You basically change your looks from a digital speedometer to a single cluster. You have a dual cluster there that gives you a little bit more information on the left and right. This right here is gonna be for your Drive Connect. Okay, your Drive Connect is your cloud-based navigation. Now, here's something that you need to know. I'm not sure about the SE, but I'm thinking it's the same as the XLE Premium. It is not a complimentary trial on the lower models. Now, once you go to the XSE and the Limited, you get a complimentary trial for your Drive Connect. So right in here allows you to see your maps right in this area here. I haven't proven that yet, but this is the same symbol as this right here, which is for your Drive Connect. So I'm thinking that's what it is. I will confirm that and get back to you guys on that. This right here is pretty cool. This is kind of like the silhouette of cars like on a Tesla. If you've ever driven a Tesla before or ever seen it, this particular screen here is going to show you cars on your right or either left, depending which lane you're in. And if they change lanes, it'll change lanes in front of you, which is pretty cool. And then the vehicle will start to brake, which is part of your PDA or your proactive drive assist that has your deceleration assist. It senses that the car is traveling at a slower speed or either braking. So therefore it starts to brake your vehicle just a little bit in anticipation of that, guys. So really cool feature. As you go to the right here, this is your average fuel economy. That's going to change as you drive. So keep in mind whether or not you're driving a PHEV or a HEV, your fuel economy or how good your fuel economy is based on how your driving habits are. Whether or not do you accelerate fast, do you brake hard? When you're driving, do you basically rev the engine and pass cars, you zoom down the road? You're not going to get the best fuel economy by doing that, guys. So nice and easy driving, okay? So just a steady acceleration, guys. That's all you need to get the best fuel economy out of your PHEV or out of your HEV. And as you do that, your mileage for your tank of gas will actually go higher, okay? You get better fuel economy out of a tank of gas. So check this out, guys. This is pretty cool right here. For your PHEVs, it's going to show you what you're going to get combined out of your electric and your gas when they work together to give you the best fuel economy. You can expect to get 101 miles combined between your electric and gas, but when you're just using your HEV or just gas without charging it, you can expect to get 41, which is pretty nice. As we continue to the right here, this particular model does have a weather package. So you're gonna get rain sensing wipers, that's your automatic. You'll have a heated steering wheel, and you'll also have a de-icer, which you'll find here. That is part of your weather package. That is an option as well, guys. That's about a $375 option in the SE. But you have several ways that you can actually change your climate control. I mentioned before that you can change it by using your voice command here. You can either say, hey, Toyota, or tap this right here. You can do it that way, or you can tap this right here, and you can run your finger up and down, or either you use the actual buttons right here to go up and down for the driver and passenger. As I mentioned before, you have heated seats for driver and passenger. On the SE, there's your heated steering wheel. You have an automatic as well. With your automatic, anytime you adjust the The fan is going to fluctuate as well, guys. So if you don't like that, then you can just use this right here, or either hit the fan. You can hit the fan right there, and you can change it to whatever you want, or either hit max, and it's going to maximize your fan, or you can basically just tap it down to wherever you want it, guys. So real easy to actually use. This is your Ring software right here. As you swipe it to the left, you can customize that. So if you want to customize it and you want to put your weather a little bit closer to your navigation, you can do that and hit save. Now, as you go to the right here, now you see your weather and your navigation are there together, and you can actually change that. You have quick access to your links up here. So once you actually activate your profile, you do have to have an active profile to use your drive recorder, which is your dash cam. And by the way, guys, that is standard in every RAV4, whether or not you go with the LE or all the way up to the limited. So you have that. You have quick access to devices here. So if you want to add a device, you can do there. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can change the light level of your dash right here. You can go to a night mode, you can go to a day mode, or you can turn it off altogether. Turn it back on, just tap the screen and just tap that button there and it's back on, okay? So front defrost, rear defrost, volume control, or I can shut it off. If I want to mute the radio, all I have to say is, hey Toyota, mute audio. And there you go, guys, it is muted. If I want to unmute it, all I have to say is, hey Toyota, unmute audio. And there you go, guys, there it's back. So it is no longer, like I said, it's no longer here, but you just say, hey Toyota, and then you can mute it or pause it or whatever. It might work on pause as well, guys. So you have several different things, but all these buttons in here you can press. You have drive performance, you have your driver assistant there. You can press these buttons and you can even learn about the vehicle, guys. So if I go in here, look at this here. So if I go here, look at this screen here. It tells you what each button does. It shows you an actual video and it tells you what it does, okay? You can turn it off or you can turn it back on, okay? You even have a button where you can configure it. Now, if you're driving, it's not gonna allow you to do this. It's more than likely gonna gray out for safety purposes. So just an FYI. Looking down below, I mentioned before, you do not have any wireless charging in the SE or the LE. That's not available. You have to go with the XLE Premium. You have your different drive modes. You can press it and it basically jumps to each mode, or you can just tap it here, or you can customize it and configure it between powertrain, steering, or either air conditioning. Down below right here, this is different on the PHEV. So you have 3 different modes. So you have a EV mode, which it does not have charge on the battery, so therefore it's not gonna allow me to do that. I can press it. Right now, I can press it again, and it's gonna go to a HEV mode, or I can press it again, and it'll go to an automatic, meaning you have charge, and it basically uses all the charge, and then it defaults to the HEV. So that's automatic mode. So 3 different modes that you have on this right here, and it'll show you as well. So automatic, EV, and HV. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but this PHEV only comes in an all-wheel drive. Now, on the HEV, on the SE model, you can get a front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Once you go with the PHEV, you can only get an all-wheel drive. Now, because you only have an all-wheel drive, you have your trail mode, which enables your dynamic torque vectoring. Your dynamic torque vectoring is going to transfer your power from the wheel that is slipping to the one that actually has traction. That's based on a surface that allows the tires to slip. So if you want to go to snow mode, you have a snow mode, and it shows you snow mode as well. If you want to go back to normal, then just press normal, and that goes back to normal. Looking down below, we do have 15-watt USB-C chargers there where the passenger and the driver can charge their phone. These are just extra spots here reserved for upper level options. You have your downhill assist. Okay, we've discussed that before, but if you're going down a hill, press this button here and it uses the brakes to control the descent, guys. So really cool feature. All you have to do is stir. And then you have your traction control. Your traction control cuts the power to the wheel that actually is slipping, and your ABS brakes are going to bring that wheel back into sync with the tire that's spinning at normal speed. So that is a feature that's working behind the scenes as part of your Star safety system to keep you and your family safe. So we've seen that the console can open up both ways. I can even take it off right here. So if I want to take it off and use it for a hard surface, I can. So that's that. I could put it on both sides. So that's that. Now down in here, guys, I've discussed this before right here. Everybody's wondering what this key is right here. This key takes the place of that push button start whenever your fob is dead. So if your fob is dead, or if you don't have a battery at all, or it's weak, okay, you can put that in here and it's gonna link. Those 2 chips are gonna link together, and basically it's gonna allow you to start your car, so therefore you don't get stranded, guys. So really cool feature. I've done a short video on that as well. on my YouTube and also my TikTok. So make sure you check that out, guys. Really cool trick. Now looking up top, you do not have a automatic dimming mirror on the SE model. Now, just like the towing hitch, that automatic dimming mirror could be available later on this year. Okay, so that's not something that's available through factory, but that's something that we'll be able to get from Toyota as a original OEM part, where I can actually install a automatic dimming mirror, not a digital review mirror, a automatic dimming mirror with your home link, which usually is over in this area here, guys. So it'll automatically dim as the headlights hit that mirror. But looking up top here, you do have your connected services. So you have your safety connect right here, which you can press. It automatically activates if the airbags deploy. So if these airbags deploy, it will automatically call out to local authorities, guys. So make sure that you get registered for that when you come to the dealership to purchase your vehicle. Your salesperson should be registering you for that, and that is complimentary for 5 years. You get your safety connect, and you also have your remote start, which is good for a year. Now, if you've been following throughout the video, you heard me say that you can get a power back door without the moonroof. This particular SE does not have a moonroof, but I have a power back gate, which is what a lot of people have been wanting for years. So you can get both, or either you can get no moonroof and a power back gate. This is a plug-in model, so therefore you can charge this vehicle here, and the SE will go up to 54 miles on a full charge. That's not for all plug-in models. The SE is going to have the best range out of all your plug-in models. So the SE is going to be 54, the XSE is going to be 52, the GR and the Woodland is going to be 49 on a full charge. Now, this particular model, as I mentioned before earlier in the video, has your J1772 charger here. So you cannot use DC fast charging on this. If you check out my XSE plug-in model, then you'll see a separate plug right down here which you can drop, and that combination gives you your access to level 3 charging, which is your CCS1 or your bigger charger in that particular model, okay, guys? But this particular one only has level 1 and level 2, no DC fast charging on this one, but it does have your better range as far as your full charge. This one will give you 54 miles on a full charge. Under the hood of the PHEV, you're gonna find a 2.5 with a hybrid assist, 324 horsepower. Unlike your HEV models, it's gonna produce 226 or either 236 based on whether or not it's an all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. But this model here is gonna produce 324 horsepower using your HEV mode. That's 2 sources of power. But when you cut back to your EV power, it will cut back on your horsepower because it's only using 1 source of power, and that's gonna give you 54 miles on a full charge. So up top, you do have your gloss black roof rails here, and it does give you the option to add your crossbars, which are not standard. So guys, that is your 2026 RAV4 SE PHEV. You get a lot of the same options on the HEV, but you get the extra range to be able to go 54 miles on a full charge only on this model here, and it's only available on all-wheel drive. On both models, you get the same color interior, you get the same 5 exterior colors as well on the SE. You can get a moonroof, a standalone moonroof, and you also can get a standalone power back door as well, guys. But other than that, same features. The only difference between the 2 models is you get a standard all-wheel drive versus a front-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive that you see on the HEV models, guys. But I hope you found the video helpful. I know this is the one you guys been waiting for. Sorry it took so long, but it's worth the wait, guys. This vehicle here, along with the XLE Premium, I think is going to be one of the best sellers in the RAV4 lineup because it has so much versatility that you can get on this particular model and also on the XLE Premium. So make sure you check out that video as well. But both videos are great. All the RAV4s are great, guys. But you pick out which one is your favorite. Do you like this one, or do you think you might want one of the other models? But let me know how you feel about the SE model. If you find it helpful, make sure you pass this along to family and friends. But thanks for watching, guys, and hanging out and reviewing the 2026 RAV4 SE PHEV, your plug-in model. If you have any questions, make sure you drop those in the comments. Thanks for hanging out. You can find me right here on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, right here, Andre Drives. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.